Hey, what's going on, people? This is Solo69 and welcome to my channel. I am here for a quick message that was given to me in my sleep, and I kind of woke up writing this stuff down, and I think it's important due to the things that I've been recently getting downloads about and messages about. And so I feel like it's pretty important to give out to the people. Hopefully when you get this message, you can take it in where it makes sense to you. I got a couple of downloads. One of the downloads was talking about the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers that came down on 9/11. I understand that there was a lot of things going on, and there was a lot of controversy in between the Twin Towers and what really happened with those Twin Towers. You see a lot of videos talking and showing a lot of stuff that they're saying, like how the planes went into the Twin Towers and all of that good stuff. But I'm being told that the Twin Towers were a true symbol of the twin flames. They were a true representation showing, the power of the twin flames. That's why the Twin Towers were made or created to stand out like they did. The Twin Towers going down, if anybody lost any family within that time, my deep condolences to you on that note. But it's an enlightenment that can come behind that you guys need to know about. And I think all of this does play a part. And, once again, I could say some things that could be hard to believe, hard to want to register and take in, but I'm only getting these messages as God is giving them to me. And in some cases, I'm hey. But anyway, let me just keep going. So, like I said, the Twin Towers were a representation of the twin flames, and when the Twin Towers got took down, that was a representation of the twin flames being spread it apart, captured, or not making it into their final destination at where they need to be. So if you notice that the twin flames came down the Twin Towers went down, and what happened was they put up another tower instead in the place of the Twin Tower. This tower that they put up in the place of the Twin Tower was the tower that they placed up for the Twin Tower is a representation of when Lucifer, or the devil, is to take his throne. It changes from twin flames to one person, and it only needs one throne if you're dealing with this one person. So two thrones turned into one, dealing with this Twin Tower information here. I'm being told to tell you that the devil is taking the throne and defeating the bride and the groom of the twin flames. With that information being said, this is like everything that God has been putting on my heart lately when it comes down to the destruction of everything and how it's taking placements. Everything is getting ready to take center stage here. So yeah, the movie The Omen is very important. Not the new one, not the newest one that was created, but you got to go back into these old school movies. They really do tell you things. They really do speak and talk. And also, even in the book of Revelation, it spoke about the embodiments. So, and how one minute this person is not, is normal, and the next minute they're embodied by something else. So you just have to really read Revelation so you can see that energy. I was shown that last night as well, but I do remember reading that in Revelation. If I could remember where I read it at, I'll post it in the description box below. If I can even remember to get to that part, just being honest. But now we got this situation where, you know, you need to know that the stage that's going on is playing a different show than what's really happening here. So it's a lot of things that's being presented, and you know, on the forefront to try to take you away from what's really happening behind the scenes here. We've been dealing with a spiritual war for a very long time, and a lot of you, you know, especially the chosen ones, should have been dealing with these things during your sleep. You know, a lot of spiritual fighting in your sleep, war fighting in certain wars in your dreams, so to say, or whatnot. And a lot of, you know, back around like maybe 2017, 2018 on up, these wars were very vigilant. You know, could see them very well. But basically, the wars were getting done in the dream state a lot. We were fighting in the dream state more, and when we were woke, we wasn't fighting, and a lot of things was happening while we were woke from the dream state, because that's their way of defeating us, is while we're woke. We fight well in our dream state, but when we're woke, there's a lot of what you would call picking, provoking energy that tries to get you to do things locked up in the, you know, in your vehicles. You know what I mean? Say for instance, if you're fighting in your dream state, you know, you're winning the spiritual battle, but when you're woke, you're back trapped in your bodies, right? So if you're back trapped in your bodies and then they do some stupid shit to get you locked up or get you put in a mental place or to get you killed, then guess what? You're not in position to fight no more, because either you're killed, you're out of your body, or either you're locked up in a mental place where you're medicated and stuff, and you, once again, you're pretty much having an out-of-body experience then, or either you're just locked up in behind bars and you cannot get out to help with the fight. You can't do anything. You may can fight in your REM sleep, but you probably can't fight. Well, you can fight during your sleep, but you probably can't fight while you're woke. You're useless at this point. So it's kind of like the way that they have things set up is because they know how much we fight in our sleep. They know how much we are in the astral plane with this war. We're beating them in that war in the astral plane. So they were doing a lot of fighting with us in the 3D, you know, the 3D realm, to try to keep us from defeating this war here. So another message that came out. Now, like I say, these messages could be a little, you know, call them how you want. I'm just hoping that you're taking them in. I'm not trying to make this shit fancy or make this to where, you know, this is not a front. This is not a game to me at this point. So I'm just trying to give these messages out. You know, I'm not trying to please anybody. I don't really give a damn about all of them, the likes and I don't care about all of that. I don't care about who speaks against what I'm doing. None of that matters. It's not going to stop what I'm trying to do, because God is telling me to move in a different movement, and that's what I'm doing. So this is the thing too. They know more about us than we know about ourselves. I was told to make sure that was said, letting you be known that, you know, during birth, they're drawing blood. They're drawing your blood. These entities. It's not about race. I want to make sure that's clear. It's not about what color your skin or your ethnic background. That's irrelevant. But what I am going to say is that they draw your blood from birth. your and this is something that I remember catching with proof when I did a blood test to see if my siblings were really my siblings, and about when I was trying to find out about the truth about my real father. So to say, to find out when the woman kind of told me over the phone that they already had my blood in the system, and I knew damn well that I didn't give them none myself. It kind of took me to a position like, okay, and then she was like, yeah, we collect blood since birth, and I'm like, whoa, that's something that you really don't hear them talk about too much, and they really never fully tell you why they're collecting your blood when you're going in the doctor's offices. If you've ever been into the ERs and stuff like that, and they come in with these little tubes and want to collect your blood, and now once again, everyone is not hyped to the program. Just because they're in there collecting your blood doesn't mean that they know exactly why they're doing it. They're just following procedures. This is a blood drawer, this is a person who draws blood, so that's their job, right? But behind the scenes of this stuff, why are they, like, every single time a person goes into the doctor's office or something, y'all have to draw blood from the same person? Why? Why are y'all keeping up with this person's blood throughout their growth of their years like that? But I was told that they know us before we know ourselves. And so it took me back to the energy of drawing blood from birth and being able to know if you're a star seed or not from birth. I feel like they could tell these things. I also feel like this is a big reason why they want to keep the placentas to a degree, and they try not to let people know that they have the rights to take their placentas home with them. They want to keep these things. Once again, that goes into the vaccines anyway. But yeah, that part. So now I'm being told that every time Atlantis was rebuilt, it was because the spawn was trying to break through. And I'm being told that this is, the knock at the door. It was a knock at the door. I spoke this in a reading. I don't really remember which reading it was in, so my bad on that part. But as far as, it's been stories about Atlantis not really being at its full potential, and it was rebuilt more than one time, which I don't personally, this is just my personal opinion. Now, I'm not speaking against spirit on this at all, but I just maybe it's something that I'm seeing a little differently than what is being told to me. But I feel like something a place so powerful could not be, broken to where it could be rebuilt. It has to keep being rebuilt just because you got these entities knocking, trying to work their way through. But it did take me to, the thought of it all did take me to to the movie The Matrix. And in The Matrix, there was these big ass bugs, you know what I mean, that would try to get through like circuit bugs or something, that would try to get into their system. And if they didn't shut shit down in time, the bugs would come through and it could destroy them, And so, that energy could be very similar to what I'm being told here when it comes down to every time Atlantis was rebuilt, it was because the spawn was trying to break through. Because, maybe it was something that, the Atlanteans were doing, and it signaled the spawn. It signaled these entities to come through that didn't mean any good. And what happened is, it could have rocked the boat a little bit, and they had to get them away before they destroyed some shit. That part. Not really sure, but that's the energy that I'm catching off of it. And I feel like they may have had to restore the things that have kind of, could have been a little discombobulated, during those moments. Because I do believe that, the Atlanteans did have enemies by all means. And with them being the wise ones, they really wanted to other people really wanted to steal these gifts up until this day. That's why we're going through the things that we're going through today, because they still want to take control over the Atlanteans and the pure wisdom that the Atlanteans have. So yes, okay. Now I was being told also it was like, can't let the devil take the throne. You know, this is an Adam and Eve situation, something about the Garden of the Eden versus the furnace. You can either have it goes back to the same message that I kind of put up yesterday, talking about, you know, it's a choice. We all have a choice here to be dealing with, you know, having things come back into their rightful place, removing the dome, or either being caught up in the furnace. And everyone knows in the book of Revelation, it speaks about the fucking furnace. Like at the end of the day, the fire of abyss here, you know what I mean? And, you know, the hell's fire. So it's no surprise. The only thing is people treat it like it's not gonna, that day will never come, just because we're still here walking this earth. And if it does come, it's gonna come in a big cahoot way. Yes, it's gonna be in a way that, you know, that everyone is gonna see it. Yes, that's true. But the key is to try to prevent it from happening, right? Why would you want to look for this furnace? Instead, let's look for the Garden of Eden to return. So we're really trying to get the Garden of Eden to return here, the New Jerusalem here, right? Man, I was told to tell you guys to look to the stars. Look into the stars, really, you will get the answers that you need. We are the chosen ones. We are their chosen ones. Okay, now this is a message from the ancestors, everyone's ancestors, and I'm being told to go ahead and explain this as well. But it says the ancestors are ready to return. Right now, they can only return through the womb because of what's happening with this dome, with this curse, with this situation. So it's keeping us trapped to where they can't return like they should be able to really truly return. See, one of the things that Jesus said that people overlooked was that Jesus said you will have heaven on earth. One day you will see the kingdom of heaven on earth. One day you will be able to walk with your families again. You will see them again in the kingdom of earth. This is not talking about when I die and go to heaven, I'm going to see my family again. This is stupid. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but it's time to correct the way you think about this situation. This is when a person passes away, they're not passing away. They're leaving their body. They're not dead. I talk to these people all the time. These people are not dead at all. They're walking around trying to get help, trying to help others still, trying to show you that we're not dead. We're just as alive as you are. We're just not no longer in the 3D energy. And right now, until the dome is removed, until the things are fixed, they're really trying to help this at the last minute. You have a lot of family members, ancestors, parents that have not left this earth like people think they left this earth. Oh, we'll see them again when the kingdom comes. Yes, you will when the kingdom comes, and the kingdom is trying to rise. That is the thing. The thing is that if you don't believe in these things, if you want to treat this like it's small, like not trying to be funny, but a person can go in church and worship God. A person can go in church and catch the Holy Ghost. A person can go in church and give tithes and offerings to the unseen here, to the unseen. But when someone is sitting here trying to give you guys information about some real shit here, no one wants to take heed to it. No one wants to listen to it. Instead, you look at it like the person is crazy. But what about all these motherfuckers that's walking up in church to pay tithes to a preacher that's driving the Benz? What about all these motherfuckers that's going in there throwing money up to God and looking to see how much of it stay up in the air to actually God? What about all these, what about all of these people who going in telling you to praise God, and no one has seen God yet? No one has seen it. They not crazy though. They giving their money up. They buying clothes to go check them out. They going and sitting up in a pool pit They going and doing all of these things, and ain't nobody calling them off the wall. Ain't nobody because it's traditional, because it's something that everyone is used to doing. It's almost like Christmas. Now, how many times, have anybody seen in the book of Jeremiah where it says that you're not even supposed to put a tree in your fucking house? That you're not even supposed to deck the walls of this tree, that you're representing a deity. But every year you see the preachers putting it in their church. You see other people putting them in their homes. They're going out their way to make sure that they got a tree in their homes and decorate it. They spent the extra $300-$400 on a damn tree when they could have just gave the kids. And then in the book of Jeremiah, it lets you know how they put the presents underneath the tree to worship the deity. The deity can't touch it. The deity can't do anything. They can't open the gift. So they turn around and give this to the children. Meanwhile, y'all follow a book that y'all really don't follow. And I'm not speaking I'm just speaking out in generally. Don't take it personal, especially if you know that I'm not talking about you. Because I'm not trying to push nothing on anyone. I'm just really up here spitting some facts here. And I'm spitting facts and I'm being told to say it like this because no one wants to, like a lot of people look at it like we buried our kin. We buried our kin and down in the dirt, they're not coming back. Yes, they are. They're going to rise from the dead because they're not dead in the first place. They're going to, and here's another thing I'm being told to say, that the organ transferring and stuff like that. Yes, if you're alive, helping each other out with organ donors and stuff, that's fine. But if you are going to pass away, do not be an organ donor. How can you return if your body is not intact? Don't be fooled by the way that's why the mommies. I'm not even finna get into all of that. Do not be an organ donator. That's all I'm gonna say to that. You know, if you want to donate some organs to help someone out that needs that type of help, then that's fine. But, you know, be alive when you're doing it. It's a reason for this. And it's also more of a reason why they are, like, once again, we are the crystals. We are the crystals. If they can keep on trying to take our body parts apart to try to activate certain things that they can, that's why they're trying to act. This shit is crazy. All I can say is this. Don't be dismayed. You know, you're being told that your ancestors, they're ready to hug you again. They're ready to spend time. You guys have parents that's ready to return, and you know, now some people, I gotta be honest, some people won't be returning their lives the way that they chose to live their lives, and when they do return, they may not return in full-fledged the way that they thought they were gonna return. This is a part of hell. This is a part of playing out that revelation, you know. And that you know, when people say, just like they say that there's going to be a heaven on earth, and you hear people say, hell, we're already living in hell on earth. Facts. Yes, we are. But we have a chance to fix it. We definitely have a chance to fix it. And we definitely have a chance to bring our ancestors home. We definitely have a chance to be able to hug our parents again while we're still walking this earth and living this earth. We have a chance to be able to bring back the people of good that was in our bloodline that meant well to us. Right now, they're fighting and struggling because they're right on the other side of us, sitting right next to you the whole damn time, and you don't know it because you're thinking that it's just the spirit of them because they passed away, thinking about it in a 3D form, when the spirit of them is standing there because they have not went any fucking where. Their body form is just gone, and they're waiting for you to open the veil up so they can return in this same lifetime, so we can live within the New Jerusalem the way that we're supposed to be. Right now, they can only return back through the womb. That's it. And really, you don't know who's coming. You know, that's why they're coming back in certain. That's why you have maybe certain children that remind you of certain family members and such and such and such and such like that, because and that's why you also have some children who come back and they can talk about their past lives, because they can only return back through the womb right now. I said womb anyway. So, like, I can't tell you how important this is. I cannot stress this enough. What I can say is that I want to see my father. I didn't ever get a chance to see my father, for who he really truly was, by me finding out later on in life that he was my real father. He had passed away. He crossed over right before I found out who he really was. And because of the help of God allowing my ancestors and my father to come through and help me figure these things out, I'm being shown that we have a bigger thing here. And if we wake up to these things, we actually get to be, we won't be in, it won't be in vain. We will actually get to see our families again, the people that was close to us, the people that their bodies gave out on them, whether it was old age, whether it was something going on with cancer, whether it was just anything. I can't speak about suicides. I got to be honest on that note. I just got to keep it real. I do feel like that is why the demonic entities do try to help you see, that it's a way, just take yourself out or anything like that, to put you in a depression mode and stuff, because they know that if you take yourself out, you cannot return. So I do not think that suicides will be returning. I think that those are deaths that are gone, and I feel like that, that's the part of being able to know that you have, when you're dealing with your ancestors on the other side that's crossed over, the unseen ancestors, they're standing right next to the dark entities that are trying to also work against you and try to pretend that they're your ancestors. And then you got to keep in mind that you also have just some dark ass ancestors as well, and some people use the darkness over the light, but you do have two sets on each side of you, negative and positive. You really do. When they say that you have something on your left shoulder and on your right shoulder, one trying to tell you to do something negative, one trying to tell you to do something positive. This is facts. You truly do. You have ancestors that's around you trying to restore you so they can be restored. Then you have dark entities that's right on the other side of you that the ancestors can see, but you can't see, that they're trying to destroy. They're trying to keep shit fucked up. Their goal is to menace the situation. Their goal is to make sure that you never find out the truth about it, and that you listen to them before you listen to your actual ancestors, so they can, keep you in confusion, So it's a lot going on with this, and I just feel like it's the unseen that's also trying to trick you. So I'm being told not to get dismayed, and make it to your path. You'll be able to make it. This is about bringing peace back to our home. This is about the ancestors really, really wanting to show you that, miracles, how God's miracle really is and what can take place. When we sit back and wonder why God takes our children, why God do this. Okay, now let me tell you about these babies that pass away early. A lot of them are travelers. A lot of them are what you would call quantum leapers. They actually, they need to move around to do certain things, but they'll return too. See, I had a son that passed away, and see, I was shown my son as a child, but then my son came to me at his rightful age. He showed me his height. He showed me how he looked, and he showed me how he wanted to return. And so, it's been a long time since I lost my son. So my son would be probably around, 15, 16 right now. But my son showed me himself, and he, what he also showed me was that he's continuing to grow. He's not just this child, but the cool thing, right? When they can come to you being in the form of the 5D, 6D up, they can come in almost any form. That's one of the gifts that we as humans actually have, being the light. You know, once everything is, the veil is lifted, once everything is cleared up, the light really, you really can see the power of what you can do. Then you'll really understand why they was trying to keep you down in the first place. You'll really understand why God is our God, and you'll really see the magnificence of what God has in store for us. But we have to be smart enough to get past this dark time and see through the veil of the bullshit and be able to really, really, really fix what's been broken. And it starts with us. It starts with us. It starts with us. We gotta get along. Gotta come in harmony, come together in harmony. Finally, this little message ain't gonna get too far, but a lot of other messages about encouraging people to get on the right track, to fight with, to fight with each other in alliance instead of against each other. The Bloods and Crips need to come together, and I ain't talking about the real Bloods and Crips, because as far as I'm concerned, they already done shook hands and learned to unite. We need to learn something from them, dealing with these, a woman dealing with other women, men dealing with other men, this jealousy, this enviousness, this bullshit that's just floating around for no reason, keeping everybody in this hateful ass way for no reason. Take out the times and be encouraging instead of, disrespectful. Even if it's taking out a little bit of the day, just to take out, we can just all get together one part of a day and take out the time to just be at peace with each other. We need that worldly silence every now and then just to make sure that we're back on one accord with God. And right now, no one is on accord the way that we should be on accord. And we're not going to be on accord. No one has ever seen it for what it really is or what it really can be. And we'll never get a chance to see it if we do not come together and do things the way that God really wants us to do it. We can really bring our people home. We can really bring our people back. We can hug our families again. I can't stress this shit enough. I'm gonna go ahead and end this little message, but I do want it to be known that this is no joke. This is not something to keep overlooking and treating small. I can't tell, I don't know how the next person feels, but if you're going through depression, if you're having hard times in your life trying to figure out what to do here and there, keep in mind that they want us to struggle. They want us to think about all the bullshit, how we're going to make it from point A to B, how we're going to make it from day to day. They want you to worry about who's going to buy this from you. They want you to think about your sales. They want you to think about your money and your finances, when ain't none of that shit supposed to even be a fucking headache in the first place. So, I hope that I can give these messages out to help somebody step outside this matrix for a minute and see things from a different point of view. I'm only doing what I'm told to do, and God ain't gonna tell me to do nothing wrong when it come down to helping our people. So stay blessed, and I'm going to end this message, and y'all like, subscribe, and share, and I'll holler at you later. All right.